are at 3,400 metres. Cold.
Sucking in the big ones.
Sucking in the big ones. Just on the GS run down there.
Beautiful.
And this week has been pretty intense.
Yeah.
Training.
Jet
eating.
lag. Hot and cold.
Hot and cold, snow, saunas.
Full mix.
The full kit and caboodle. Probably the big thing for me being here is that we've both noticed that, and for all those other athletes out there, that the morning, that switch on.
Key.
Tell me a bit about that one.
Yeah, like changing the time zones, obviously a big one. We came from Oz, totally the opposite. So morning is night, night is morning.
Yeah.
Big change, but probably the big one I noticed initially is we got in the afternoon. We had a bit of spare time. We did a sort of good little switch on in the afternoon, got the system up and running. Followed up by a hot and cold.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I've ever, and most of us, pretty much, I think everyone who did that hot and cold reset got straight on the time, which was pretty incredible. Even day 3, slept all the way through. Followed that up the next morning, straight up. I mean, obviously we're up early, still around sort of 5:36, and a really nice sort of mobile, moving activation, and then at the end, towards the end, a real focus, movement base, flow, some good skills, and sort of being in a good mindset to kickstart the day before riding. And we've kept that trend up the whole way through this camp, and it's just been really good touch. Even some days I get up and feel just a little bit stiff. We've been pushing it pretty hard on the snow as well, and then afternoon gym sessions have been solid enough.
Yeah.
So you can't help but wake up a little bit.
Yeah.
Just that usual tight and stiff. But after the warm up, every single day, it's just been such a confidence boost. Yeah, you feel the engine's up and running. All those little tightnesses or little tight parts of the body when I first get up and get out of bed, all just switched on, and it's a great way to hit the snow.
And then we have conversations, me and Chumpy have conversations through the day, and a big part of that is just creating clarity, and then pulling on threads around little stories around your career that then builds that building block for the next stage, it sort of sets the tone. And conversations, it's quality time, I guess, as well, that helps us get that out, where we spend so much time together that we can pull on little threads. I write stuff down, and from there we've got some really good little recipes. I mean, you could write a book now, right?
Yeah, it's a really good combos, and it probably leads on. I mean, that warm up again, coming back to it.
Yeah.
I've really found that I've been right there. I wake up in the morning, it's the first thing we do, so I get up out of bed, brush my teeth, get into my gym gear, we head straight down, do that, and I've been, because of that warm up and how dynamic it is, I'm really focused on every little part of it, and it really puts me in the moment. And then obviously finish off with the stick and tennis ball work. There's absolutely no way you can get through that without being right there, and then I've really felt that continue throughout the whole day. So then having our chats after, I've been really present. When we get on the snow, it just carries the whole way through. I've spent probably the least amount of time on my computer and phone this week. Yes, I've got emails backed up, but I've felt incredible. And that's probably one thing that seems pretty basic to note, but I've really felt that each one of my training sessions on or off snow has been, I've just been able to get as much as I can from it, and then really be able to, like you say, clarity, accurately identify the things that I can work on, or also the things that have been good too. And so much of performance and you performing at a high level, it's not just about the moment where you have to compete, it's those other little areas all around the day that either leads you into a great energetic state or drains it. And we kind of define that there's 3 areas: the environment, which is look at it, pretty incredible,
unbelievable. Make sure that you got an environment that you can tap into. 2 is training, and being very present, like you said, and staying on task and going, why are we doing this? So getting clarity around that. And 3 is people.
Huge.
And tapping into the right people. So having a team that can work with you, that is meeting your needs, is
it's
essential.
Massive. And some of those can be out of your control.
Yes.
At some points in time. and you know, it's always a good practice. You know, our team sort of goes apart for several months of the year and then comes back together, and we're immediately like back in the same, almost in the same room, with, hands on everything, and so you're right back in the thick of it together. And sometimes those dynamics change and shift, but it's important to know, what I need. For me, it's really to know what I need and what I want, and that's a constant.
Yeah.
To be able to wake up and have those same same switch on, but also the same sort of feelings around the day. This is exciting. This is where we want to be.
Fun
I'm pumped to be here. Never lose that inner child of being so
Playful.
excited.
Yeah.
And that's a huge one for me.
Yeah.
And that's also a nice, I guess, a refresher again. I mean, we've had a crazy week of really good weather, perfect snow, and we've all had that energy.
Yeah.
And I think all of us have sort of bounced off that a little bit, and every time someone else comes up and says, how good's this view? You turn around and again, look at it again, and it's good energy.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
So yeah, but that can shift and change, and being aware of that too is also a big part.
Having the ability to tap into other aspects of what it is that you can tap into, the environment, someone else, the training, so that if the environment drops out, okay, training needs to be a focus. People need to be a focus.
Yeah.
Or if people drop out, okay, training needs to be a focus. So always having a way that you can shift yourself into a better state and keep that state as a constant. Whoop! Oh, lost them. We just dropped you. So super.
Yeah, and the training one's a big one too, which we find here is, you can have days that are challenging and you're really easy to focus on things, and there's other days where they're the basics.
Yeah.
And again, like you said, it's really important. The clarity's huge to really understand why we're here, why we're doing certain things, and some of it really is going over the fundamentals, and that can be a challenge in itself, because not wanting to use the word boring, but you can have that sort of little bit of a flat feeling, even though everything else is right, and it's important to kind of note that and go, all right, let's do something different, right? Let's change. And that's what we're here today doing GS, which is a bit different, but it's just because we've literally been riding that gondola for the whole last week. Same run, same everything else. There's been really good things. We've got a track over there. There's been heats raced, free riding, testing boards, all the rest. And then today was just a perfect timing it came along really to slot in and change it up.
And that whole boring thing, the fundamentals can get boring, but I always say that these basics may be boring, but winning is not.
Yeah.
And there's nothing better than being over prepared, because you always fall to the level as you're training.
And you can always find something, even those basics, that you can still be better at.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost
and they will serve you.
Make the search for that like as fun as it can be.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I sit into this turn every time, and I know I'm got to come out of it the same way, but it's like, change something, play with it a little bit.
Yeah.
No, so
the basics are so important.
Yeah.
Awesome. That'll do, because my hands are going to freeze.
We need to go get some schnitzel.
Yeah, we need to eat.
Well due.
Yeah. Thanks, Chumpy.
Thanks, brother.